Curb Servers, The Tales of Little Wino, raw and unedited. Episode 9. Now, like I told y'all, Little Wino, he was following in the footsteps of Maze. He wanted to be from Spoonie G. Watts. And, you know, not only Little Wino, but there was a few fools that can get you killed. Yeah, let me make this clear. Little Wino, he get your head knocked off. Yeah, he don't give a fuck. It could be 10 niggas, 5 niggas, 3 niggas. If he catches eye contact with him, it's gonna go two ways. Either they're gonna ask him, hey, what you looking at? Where you from, my nigga? And he gonna say, I'm from Spoonie G. Watts. Or he gonna say it first. He gonna look at them. He gonna be like, hey, what's up, my nigga? What that Spoonie G. Watts like? Let me tell you something. Once he got the pass for Maze to start yelling Spoonie G. Watts out of his mouth, there was no turning this guy back. This guy was dangerous. All of us knew it. Listen, Little Wino, he'll get you fucked up out there. He don't give a fuck. It could be 2 of y'all. You guys can be walking, running to 7 niggas. He gonna say that crazy shit. And you know what's so cold about it? He not even, like, no, this was so cold about it. Nobody else is from Spoonie G but him. Because Maze left. Maze moved to Bakersfield, and took that, Spoonie G all into Bakersfield and did what he did out there. They got a whole clique in Bakersfield now, Spoonie G Watts Bakersfield. Or Spoonie G Bakersfield, however it goes. But originally, yeah, this is Maze and Little Wino on the block. And when Maze leave, Little Wino still got, 4, 5, 6, 7 of us around him at all times. He always got some of the homies around him. But nobody's from Spoonie G but him. But he's always yelling it. Yeah. He's always on the bus, got us in the middle of a bunch of shit. Because he's saying Spoonie G Watts. And none of us was from Spoonie G but him. But we had to defend him because this the homie from the block. Half of us look at him like he family. So of course, if y'all gonna jump him, you gotta jump us all. And there's been many days when we had to take off running. Take off running because Lil Wino gonna get you fucked up. Now, let me slow this down a little bit. See, here's the dirty little secret. Spoonie G Watts isn't Lil Wino's original gang he was claiming. Yeah, let me break this down. See, I told y'all, Little Wino had a bunch of crazy ass uncles. I told y'all about the uncle that played the Pink Panther with the saxophone because Little Wino and Edie didn't know how to play their instruments. Well, Little Wino always had some crazy uncles. Matter of fact, one of his uncles, his Uncle Junior, he used to always tell us, hey man, listen to me. I know we be talking wild out here and we get a little crazy, but when you see my Uncle Junior, don't ever disrespect him. That motherfucker will kill you. Right? He used to say it just like that. So we was always scared of his Uncle Junior. We was like, what? He was like, yeah, man, my Uncle Junior, he crazy as hell. Always since we was kids, Little Wino didn't give a fuck. He didn't have no fears. But I'm going to tell you who he feared. He always talked about his Uncle Junior. He said, man, my Uncle Junior. Now, I love his Uncle Junior. He's my Uncle Junior. We all love Uncle Junior. I mean, he used to pull up in the Cadillac, you know what I'm saying? Start barbecuing. He used to always come over my Auntie Minnie's house, which is his sister Minnie, to barbecue. I don't know why he didn't barbecue at his own, but he loved coming over to barbecue. And his kids was always over there. They got a very big family. And so he always told us, beware of my Uncle Junior. Don't get on his bad side. That motherfucker will kill you. Because he always had a big-ass knife, right? Uncle Junior always had a big-ass knife. So we always had a healthy respect, a healthy fear for Uncle Junior because Little Wino used to always tell us, that's my crazy uncle. That motherfucker will kill me. So you know what he gonna do to y'all. He'll gut you niggas right here on the spot. Yeah, he'll stab you right in your stomach and leave your guts right here on the sidewalk. Don't fuck with my uncle. So in the neighborhood, everybody had a healthy fear for Little Wino's Uncle Junior. And when he came around, everybody was like, hey, Uncle Junior, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Nobody wanted no smoke with his Uncle Junior because Little Wino used to tell us these horror stories about if you piss him off, he going to take his knife. And he always had this big-ass knife on his hip. He's like, yeah, see that knife? He's going to take that knife. He's going to stab you right in your stomach. Yeah, we used to call it, he's going to gut you. That's what he used to tell us. My uncle's going to gut you, homie. Don't do it. Don't piss off my uncle. So I'm telling you this to tell you, little Wino, he's not only a fool, he comes from a long line of fools. See, all his uncles are fools. Now, he does have another uncle. I don't know this uncle, right? There's only one uncle he told me was the most feared man in their family. Even more feared than Uncle Junior. And I was like, man, what are you talking about? 'Cause Uncle Junior is nuts. Like, he's nuts. That motherfucker, when he get mad, he has a look on his face like he finna slit your throat. So we was all afraid of Uncle Junior getting mad because, I mean, he just looks dangerous. And we heard all the stories that he'd gut you. So we were scared of this man. But he wasn't the scariest uncle. No, not by far. Let me bring this back. See, little Wino, his original gang he used to claim was Black Gorilla Family. Yeah, BGF. I have never heard of Black Gorilla Family until little Wino started yelling that shit on the block. Yeah, that was before he was yelling Spoonie G. Watts, before he was saying cuz or any of that shit. He used to go tell all the homies. Anybody put any pressure on him, like they talking shit to him, he'd be like, yeah, that's all right. Keep talking shit to me. Yeah, you know my uncle in the BGF. We used to be like, what's BGF? Black Gorilla Family, homie, and I'm one too. Yeah. So keep talking shit. My uncle get out, he had your whole family killed. That's the first time I've ever heard anybody from the block talking about getting your whole family hit. We don't even talk like that. We haven't even watched this level of movies yet. But as a young kid, I'm talking about when I'm like in the 3rd grade, 4th grade, as a young kid. Because little Wino's 2 years older than me. So I'm talking about when he's in the 4th grade, 5th grade, he's yelling on the block. He's yelling on the block. Nigga, I'm from BGF. Nigga, fuck you. Nigga, I had my uncle kill your family. We used to be like, nigga, what? Because we didn't even know what BGF was. Right? Black Gorilla Family. We had no idea what that was. This was before little Wino was claiming Spoonie G. Watts and he thought he was a Crip. Originally, he thought he was from Black Gorilla Family. Now, as we older, right? And we all know who BGF is. Now, let me bring this back again. Bring it back again. You know, we're going to keep bringing it back because I want y'all to understand the depths of little Wino. See, he comes from a long line of fools. And he wasn't the only fool in the neighborhood. There's a few fools, right? And I'm going to do a whole series called 3 the Hard Way. Yeah, 3 the Hard Way. Because we got 3 fools in our neighborhood that deserve their own story, right? Obviously, little Wino's a fool, right? He got his own series. We haven't even got started on the depths and the impaired decision-making little Wino has. He can't make a right decision to save his life. That motherfucker's nuts. He'll get you killed. There's a couple more niggas that'll get you killed too if you're not careful hitting the corner with him. The homie Murdoch. Yeah, he's one of the 3 the hard ways. See, there's 3 of them. There's 3 nutcases on the block that if you hit a corner with them, you got to know where you're going. You got to know who you with, what's going on, because they don't give a fuck. They'll let anything fly out their mouth. They will get you jumped. They'll get your whole fucking potato pushed in. They don't give a damn. Now, you know little Wino's a goddamn nutcase, but let me tell you something. Murdoch, equally a fool. Impaired coping skills. Don't have the ability to make a right decision once he gets mad. Yeah, that's why his name is Murdoch. Right? Because he's crazy. Like, these 3 niggas are equally crazy. I wouldn't call one crazier than the other. Because they're crazy in different ways. You got little Wino, the fucking nutcase. You got Murdoch, a fucking nutcase. And then you got the little homie Tar, a fucking nutcase. Now, all 3 of them got different upbringings. They're all from the block. But Murdoch, he only had a single mama. And he was a nutcase. And she was a good mama. She tried her best. That motherfucker started going to jail when he was like 12 years old. Yeah, remember we broke into the little houses around the block and shit? And he was mad dogging the judge and all of us got probation? Well, Edie and me, we got the JAWS program. But Murdoch was mad dogging the judge like he was hard. And the judge said, you okay, young man? And Murdoch just looking hard, nigga, like what's up, cuz? And the judge said, oh, you think you a ringleader? I tell you what, we was in the 7th grade. So how old are you in the 7th grade? Like 12 years old? We was in the 7th grade when we was in court. And the judge looked at Murdoch. He said, oh, you think you're a ringleader or something, huh? You think you're a tough guy. I tell you what, take this 2 years. Bam! And he slammed his gavel. He gave Murdoch 2 years. We all jumped like, holy shit. 2 years? He just gave everybody probation. This is our first offense. This was Murdoch's first offense. He got 2 years. And let me tell you something. That motherfucker didn't flinch. He kept staring at the judge the whole way they walked his ass back into the jail. See, Murdoch is a natural born fool. Let me tell you something. When Murdoch got out of jail, he got out of jail a couple of years later, probably like the 10th grade, maybe 3 years later, right? The end of the 9th grade, beginning of the 10th, somewhere around there, he gets out of jail. He didn't last too long, because by the time he got out of jail, some new owners had bought one of the buildings on the block, because there was a lot of apartments up and down the block, similar to this. And one of the buildings we used to hang out in, some new owners bought the building. What was his name? Mr. Max. Yeah. Mr. Max. Mr. Max bought one of the buildings. And he was trying to clean it up because, you know, we was running amok. Let's just tell it what it was. We was running amok. And he was trying to clean it up. And Murdoch just got out of jail, and the communication wasn't quite right. Mr. Max pulled up. He didn't know Murdoch was one of those young niggas that you can't talk to wild. We never told Murdoch, hey, that's Mr. Max here, new owner. Let's make sure we show him a little different respect before you get all the homies put out, you know, all their mamas put out talking shit. We never got a chance to kind of, you know, get that conversation going. And the first time Mr. Max saw Murdoch hanging out, you know, in those apartments that he didn't live in, but, you know, we born and raised in all these apartments. So Murdoch feel like this is his neighborhood. He can go anywhere he want around here. And he tried to check Murdoch. Like, hey, what you doing hanging out in these apartments, brother? Young man, could you go on down the street? I don't let y'all hang out in these apartments no more. He looked Max up and down. And he gave him that look like he stank. You know when you rise your nose up, Murdoch looked at him like he stank. He said, what you say to me, cuz? He says, excuse me? I said that you need to get out of it, and before he can finish his sentence, you already know how that go. Boop, 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 boop. We like, oh, wait. All the homies is running down there. Murdoch on top of Mr. Max. Mr. Max is probably 55, 60 years old, maybe 65. He's an old, like, Russian white man. Murdoch beat the man ass so bad, next time he showed up, he had a neck brace on. Yeah, Mr. Max sold the apartments to somebody else because he didn't want no more smoke. Yeah, he called the police. He had Murdoch arrested, right? And he sold the apartments, and Murdoch went back to jail. See, this is why Murdoch is one of the 3 the hard ways, right? And Murdoch gets back out of jail and continues to run amok throughout the community, right? And also, you got the little homie Tar, right? We're going to get into Tar. Now, Tar may be the biggest fool out of all 3 of them. Out of Little Wino, Murdoch, and Tar, Tar may be the biggest fool. Now, Tar had a mama at home and a daddy at home. He didn't give a fuck. Yeah, he used to get his ass beat, but he didn't give a fuck. There wasn't no stopping Tar. Nothing Doris can do to stop Tar. Why? Because his brother turned out okay. So you know it was him, right? Little Wino had a mama and 2 goddamn daddies, and he still was fucked up. So I don't give a fuck if you had 1 daddy, 2 daddies, no daddy. All 3 of them was fucked up. See, I'm going to give them their own series. The 3 the hard way. Now, let's get back to Lil Wino. See, Lil Wino uncle, I think his uncle name was Uncle Johnny. His Uncle Johnny, he was the most feared man in their family. I've never met Uncle Johnny. I've only heard rumors about him. Yeah, see, when we was like in the 2nd grade and 3rd grade, maybe the 4th grade, Little Wino will always give these threats out to the homies. Like, keep talking crazy to me. I tell my Uncle Johnny, he from BGF. He had your whole family killed. And he would bag niggas up off of him because niggas would be like, hey, you know that nigga uncle, that nigga's a BGF. His uncle a BGF. Like, don't fuck with him. See, back in those days, before the Crips became super popular, BGF had a little bite to his name, had a little respect. Yeah, you can just throw that out at other homies. They was looking at Little Wino like, man, you know, his uncle a BGF. See, we never knew his uncle. He used to just tell him, we used to be like, man, how come your uncle in jail, Lil Wino? He used to be like, man, he got life. Yeah, he tried to kill a police officer, or he killed the police officer, some crazy shit. We was like, what? He was like, yeah, man, my uncle's one of the first niggas to like pop out of LAPD or kill LAPD or some shit, and they gave that nigga life. Ever since we was a kid, I'm talking about, I probably met Lil Wino in kindergarten, and he was probably in the first grade, because he 1 grade above me. He 2 years older than me, but he 1 grade above me. And so, I've been hanging with Lil Wino family since kindergarten. I know everybody in his family, all his uncles, aunts, I know them all. The only one I don't know is his Uncle Johnny, because he's been in jail since we was kids, since I'm talking about kindergarten. He's always been in jail, and I'm talking about like death row type shit. Yeah, yeah. All I know is since I was little, his mama and his Aunt Minnie, they were all, and his Uncle Junior, they would drive all the way to Sacramento and Folsom and all these places to go see him and come back. We'd be like, where y'all going? Oh, we finna drive. His mother would be like, I'm finna drive up north to go see my brother. You know, she would always, yeah. One thing I say about their family, they always had Lil Wino's Uncle Johnny's back the whole time he was in prison. His mother, his auntie, Aunt Minnie, his Uncle Junior, they always traveled up to wherever he was in prison. I'm sure they moved him to different prisons over time. You know, and they always traveled to go see him. And see, this was the original man that Little Dudo used to intimidate the neighborhood. He would always yell, yeah, y'all fuck with me, I'm gonna tell my Uncle Johnny, y'all don't know, I'm BGF, I can get everybody in here killed. Later on, as he became a teenager, he started following Maze. See, I told y'all, there was no Crips on the block until Maze showed up on the block with that Crip. Because Ben and Stanley and Slick and these guys not having that shit. But, you know, the Crips had took over the block, so now it's okay to say, because especially when Maze showed up, because Maze didn't give a fuck. Well, nobody gonna stop his cripping. You know what I mean? He was certified Spoonie G. Watts, and that's what it was. Let me tell you a story before we get out of here. One night we sitting on the block. It's me. Maze is gone at this point. Maze been gone for like a year. It's me, Little Wino, Dirt Bike, probably Jamsky. We all sitting on the block. And about 6 cars of niggas pulled up across the street at the corner at the gas station. And we all looking, we like, God damn, look at all those cars and niggas. Like, and there's only like 4 or 5 of us outside. We like looking across the street, and it's like 6 cars and niggas hopping out. Right there on Century Boulevard at the gas station. And so Dirtbag looked, he said, damn, look at all them red rags. Them a gang of bloods. We looking across the street. They can't see us because, you know, we kind of blend in some apartments. And what y'all think Little Wino said? He looked at Dirtbike. He said, you think them bloods? He said, yeah, man, I ain't going. He said, let's go across the street. Dirtbike said, hell no, man, I'm not going to look at all them goddamn bloods. Niggas might be 20 of them. I'm not going across there. You niggas crazy than motherfucker. Little Wino looks at me. He says, come on, man, let's go across the street and see who these niggas is in the hood. Now me, I'm always down for getting chased. I don't know why. I was always like, all right, let's go see what's going on. I've always been a little nosy. That was always my problem. I look at Dirtbike again. I say, Dirtbike, come on, let's go across the street and see. He said, man, listen to me, man. You niggas crazy. You see all them red rags? There's 20 niggas over there. I'm not going across the street, man. You niggas gonna, man, y'all playing games. Y'all better not go across that street. But Lil Wino said, man, you know, Lil Wino look at Dirtbike like he's stupid. He's like, man, what you talking? Lil Wino's a fool. Man, what you talking about, man? We going across the street. Come on. We jump up, we walk across the street. As we get closer, because underneath the lights, them look like a bunch of red rags. So we wanted to get closer. You know, we little kids, like, I'm like 11, I'm like 12. He only like 14. We think we can sneak into the store and come out. They're not going to say nothing. But as we get closer, we can see them not red rags. No, them a gang of purple rags, right? And blue rags. And as we start walking through the crowd, because they all, you know, getting gas. You know, we walking through them niggas trying to make our way into the store. To the gas station and the store is the same place. This store sells gas. And so as we walk in, like 5 or 6 niggas start walking behind us in the store, you know, like they finna sweat us. And we coming over here to see who they are. but they got the numbers, and we some little kids. We just walked into a beehive trap in our own neighborhood. Yeah, yeah. These guys are stopping getting gas, and they gang deep. And all it is a bunch of purple rags and blue rags. And next thing you know, this tall-ass skinny nigga turn around and look at Lil Wino. He say, hey, what's up? What's up, nigga? You got a problem with Hoovers or grapes? And he says, what? He said, nigga, you heard me. You got a problem with Hoovers or grapes? See, back then, this is before they was grooving. All the Hoovers was Crips, right? And it was a gang of Hoovers and grapes in there. Now, don't ask me why they was together this night. But this night they was together. And they was at our gas station about 20 thick. And they asked Little Wino off the top, do you got a problem with the Hoovers or the grapes? Like I said, Little Wino will get you fucked up. He'll have you walking over the stores you're not supposed to be walking to. But every blue moon, Little Wino can save your ass with that Spoonie G. Watts shit. It's happened more than once. Trust me, we'll get to some of the stories. And here's one of them. Little Wino looked at that nigga dead in his eyes with like 10 niggas behind him, and it's like 4 niggas standing behind me. And Little Wino said, nigga, what? Nigga, this Spoonie G. Watts, nigga. And the nigga behind me, he said, oh, them niggas from the hood, leave them niggas alone. And he walk away. He tell the Hoover nigga, leave them niggas alone, they from the hood, and walk away. My heart beating like, oh shit. Because it's like 20 niggas swallowing us. We inside the store, they about to pack us out in our own store. But they was from Grape. And Little Wino said, nigga, I'm from Spoonie G. Watts, which is a Grape Street clique. And they say, yeah, them little niggas. They say, them little niggas. Like, I'm not finna tell them I'm not from Spoonie G. Watts. I let them include me. And let me tell you something. Lil Wino never showed no fear. He was staring at them niggas with his face looking all stanky and shit. Like they stank. Like, what's up, nigga? This Spoonie G. Watts. He was ready to get his ass beat. And they respected it. Now, the nigga that was standing behind me, I don't know the nigga. You know, I don't know all these Grape Street niggas. You know, but Little Wino knew who the nigga was. When we go back across the street, everybody say, oh my God, I saw them niggas walk in the store behind y'all. Nigga, my heart was beating. I was like, them little niggas dead. What should I ring the alarm and call some of the homies out? Because you niggas walked over there and asked for that. What the fuck? We start laughing. Lil Wino said, hey, Dirtbite. Hey, guess who was standing behind the homie? He was about to knock this nigga out talking about me. Because it was this big old nigga standing behind me. He said, that was Big Wank. Now, I don't know who Big Wank is. Dirtbike looked at me and said, nigga, that was Big Wank standing behind you? Listen, Big Wank a knockout artist from Grape. Nigga, you lucky he's about to knock you right out. You lucky Lil Wino told them niggas he was from Spoonie G. He said Big Wank was finna knock you all into the chips. See, to this day, I still don't know who Big Wank is. Yeah, I just remember Lil Wino telling Dirtbike, yeah, Big Wank was standing behind the homie and he was about to knock this nigga out. And Dirtbike was like, the look on Dirtbike's face was fear. He was like, man, that's big. Man, you lucky. That was Big Wank, boy. That's a knockout artist. Nigga, he was about to, back in the days, he was about to peel your cap. See, peel your cap became shooting later, but originally, that means if a nigga knocks your ass out or knocks you out your boots, they call it peeling your cap. He's like, nigga, Lil Wank, listen, I'm telling you, Lil Wino will get you fucked up. I don't know what I was thinking, walking behind his ass across the street with 20 niggas who we thought was a bunch of red. I don't know. Listen, this is Curb Servers. Raw and unedited. The Tales of Little Wino. Episode, what we on? Episode 9. I'll be back.